One love, God bless. Fire Nelson here, and today I'm here to talk to you about why you need to stop ignoring signs. So why should we stop ignoring signs? And what signs do I mean? Do I mean a stop sign? Do I mean a street sign? Do I mean, just random signs that people hold up? No, I don't mean these signs. Well, sometimes the signs that people hold up, especially if it's a Bible quote scripture, or how people say like John 3:16, stuff like this. I've actually found that being, very insightful. But no, I don't mean these signs of the physical per se, but I mean the signs that come into our life that feel like we are being called to do something, that we are being called to say something, or that we are just keep on seeing synchronicity in our life that is telling us that there is a almost divine source around us, within us, watching over us. So sometimes in life, we get to a point in our life where we realize there needs to be a shift that needs to happen, or we have a lot of trials and tribulations that are coming up, or a lot of turmoil, or sometimes we have a lot of blessings and we're like, where are all these blessings coming from? Well, these are big, almost landmarks that you're being pushed in a certain direction, whether it's blessings or it's turmoil and trials and tribulations. You're being pushed into a certain direction, especially if you start seeing signs such as synchronicity of numbers like 222, 333, things like this. They're called angel numbers. Or you start having a lot of deja vu moments, or you just keep seeing crosses everywhere. You keep seeing stuff about, Christ or Allah or Jesus, or you just keep seeing spiritual, leaders in your face a lot. And you keep seeing angel numbers. You keep having deja vu. You keep having people talk to you, and you were just thinking about that, or you were just talking about that same topic earlier or the day before, or you watched something and you were just talking about stuff like that, not just algorithm things, because they be listening to us all the time on our phone, and we have ads pop up and we were just talking about them like, oh, where does ad come up? Not like that, but you picked a video, and that exact same video is talking about the same things that you were talking about earlier that day or earlier that week. So we have to realize when a lot of these things keep happening in our life, a lot of these, signs keep showing up in our life, we shouldn't ignore them. We should realize that something is going on, something is guiding us, something is happening right now. And if you're going through the trial and tribulation phase, then it's oftentimes hard to see what blessings are coming to you. But even then, there are blessings coming to you, but you must follow the signs. You must stop resisting the change that is trying to happen to you. See, sometimes we have to let go and just let the Most High guide us. Sometimes we have to give up control, and that's hard for a lot of us. We think that we are attached to, our way of doing things, or we're attached to this way of how we're being presented, or we're attached to this car or this person or this house or this lifestyle that we have, that it's hard when we're being called a certain way, when we're being called to a certain path, when we're being called to a certain realization. But the more you resist these signs, the more trials and tribulations persist in your life. The more they keep on showing up time and time again, and it's almost like a cycle, like, oh, I feel like we just had this argument. I feel like I just had this problem. I feel like I just was broke. We stay in a cycle of these same problems popping up in our life because we're being resistant to the change that's supposed to be happening to us. We can't resist the signs. When we know in our gut that too many things are adding up, and we know that something is pushing us away from something or towards something, but we just keep on resisting it, or we keep on just, okay, maybe I'll, try to see what's up the next day, and then the next day, and the next day, and then you never actually sit and meditate on it, sit and meditate on what you need to do, or sit and pray about what you should do, then you're missing out on an opportunity. You're missing out on a blessing. Instead, you're going to get the same results every single time, whether that's a gift or a curse, whether it's a blessing or a trial and tribulation. You'll get the same results every time until you finally want something different. And why I say that's with a blessing or a curse is, if you're not aware of your blessings, if you're not aware and have a connection with the divine source, if you're not following the signs that are taking you to the original source, to your inner self, if you're not following these signs, because this is where the signs usually take us, if you're not following these signs and you're just getting blessings, then you're not even truly going to be appreciating those blessings when you get it 5 times back to back to back. You're like, okay, I was expecting this at this point. You're not thanking anybody at this point. You're just like, yep, this happened. No thanks to the Most High. No, oh, thank God. No, thank Jah. Nothing. No praise Allah. Nothing. So we have to realize that even blessings can become numb when we aren't aware of the signs that are coming with these blessings. Even blessings can become dull and become a normal part of these, certain steps that you take. Oh, if I do this, this, and this, I'll get blessed with this. Soon you don't even call it a blessing. You just say, oh, I get this. And then eventually the blessing won't be coming. And then you'll have to learn through a trial and tribulation. So if you're getting the blessings right now, I'm trying to save you from going through trials and tribulations, because the Most High is going to get a little fed up. If we keep on ignoring these blessings or being numb more often to the blessings, just so used to the blessings, then 9 times out of 10, if we don't make the changes and follow the signs that the Most High is trying to call us to with these blessings, then the Most High is going to bring trial and tribulation to our life so that we are forced to change. And if we don't change, then you're almost crazy for not. That is what the Most High really does. That's what the divine universe, the source, really does. It sometimes forces us to change when we don't want to change under great circumstances, to the point where it's almost crazy that if we don't change, it's like, okay, we see all this happening now. Something definitely has to change. So we have to stop ignoring the signs. We have to follow our intuition, follow our gut, follow our instinct, follow that calling that is calling us to do something greater than what we ever thought. Or maybe it's calling us to do something more humble than we could have ever thought. Maybe it's calling us to humble ourselves, calling us to get away from society, to get away from this 9 to 5, to get away from this huge title that you hold so dear. Sometimes the Most High is calling us to humble ourselves into a position where we aren't the first ones to speak. We aren't the loudest ones in the room. We aren't the funniest ones in the room. Where we let ourselves just grow out naturally, where we don't try to shave up and look like everybody else, where we just try to appreciate ourselves and truly loves ourselves. Sometimes the sign is calling you not to trim, and we still do this trimming and stuff when we want to look good for somebody or want to look good for our boss or this and that. But the Most High doesn't want you to conform to anybody. He wants you to remain the purest form that you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to conform. Con is something that's opposite. Con is something that's not. Con is something that's not the form of who you're supposed to be. And when you're not following the signs, when you're not following the little voice in your head, that gut instinct that's calling you to do something better than what everybody else is doing, to calling you to be a shepherd instead of a sheep, when you continue to ignore these signs, the Most High is not going to give up on you. I want to just say that. The Most High is not going to let you fall if you're already being called. And 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this, you kind of have a feeling if you're being called or not. Or, well, if you're watching this, you're probably being called. If you're watching this, you've probably been doing some deep research. If you're watching this, your mind has been tickling and you've been trying to figure things out a little differently lately. So we have to realize, especially the people watching this, you have been called to do something different. You have been called to think different. You have been called to be different. So don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore these books that are calling to you or keep popping up in your mind, keep popping up even on your phone, in your life, in the people that you look up to. You keep seeing, videos of people you look up to keep stating that you should read Think and Grow Rich, or you should read, the 4 Agreements. You should read all these different books. You should read the Bible. You keep on hearing people that you look up to, or, just watch in general, say these things to you and relay these things to you, and you just keep on ignoring them like, oh, that's just a book that everybody reads, or that's just, inspirational person that everybody listens to. Why I need to listen to them? So we have to realize that when things keep popping up into our life, when people keep saying, hey, you should meditate, hey, you should meditate, hey, you should pray, hey, you should journal, hey, you should read, and you just keep on not reading, you're only making your life harder. You're only making the process of you becoming your best self even longer. Don't ignore the signs. Go with the flow. Don't go into a situation that's going to get you in trouble or make you have a lesser of a, aligned life. We don't want to go down a path where we just know it's darkness down that path. That's not what I'm saying by follow those signs. You're not really following your gut if you're letting your gut lead you somewhere to darkness. Sometimes our gut leads us somewhere that's scary, but it should never lead you to true darkness. But we need to follow the signs. We need to trust our gut. We need to follow it. Sometimes it's going to lead us into a place where we are fearful, or lead us into a place that's uncertain, and lead us into a place that we don't know if we're going to get out of. We don't know if we're going to be able to make it sometimes. But that is what building that connection through meditation and prayer, that is what building that connection through spiritual reading, like reading the Bible, reading the Quran, reading the Bhagavad Gita, reading all these spiritual books. This is what building that connection is going to do for you. So when you're going through these times, you have more clarity, you have more surety, you have more true understanding and understanding that the Most High is always with us. The Most High is always pushing us in the best and greatest direction to become our best self. And then you can go down these fearful paths, not these dark paths, not these evil paths, but these paths that may be fearful because it's unknown territory, it's uncharted places, But it's a place full of fruit. It's a place full of just blessings. But we have to take that step into the unknown. And when we have the faith and we already have built that connection with the divine source that everything is for our greatest good, then that taking those steps into the unknown are much easier. Following those signs into the unknown are much easier. Because with the most faith in your heart and your soul and your spirit that everything is working out for your greatest good, no matter how meek the situation looks, no matter how dire the situation looks, no matter how broke your pockets get, or how lonely and tired and, just sometimes stressed and all different types of emotions come up when you're following these signs. But if you're doing them to the utmost fulfillment if you're truly working hard at it, if you're truly sticking to your discipline and making sure you're doing your spiritual practices of meditating and praying and reading spiritual books and holy books and things like this, journaling. If you're truly doing what you need to do, you'll be able to not only be stronger in your decision making and seeing these signs when they appear, but you'll also be more resilient when these tough times appear in your life as well. You'll also be able to change the definition of pain and suffering. You'll be able to change the definition of fear. You no longer think of it in the terms as regular people think of these terms and words. You don't even use these words. You just know that there is a blessing on the way. And that's just all you see. You just see the test. You just see, oh, this is a time of patience. This is a time of building the faith. This is a time of proving myself to the divine source, to the universe, to the Most High, that I am ready for the blessings. I am ready to not only be blessed, but to bless others. I am ready for the task at hand. I am ready to see, not only see these signs, but follow them and make sure I uphold a standard of true righteousness and holiness that a lot of people aren't living at right now. So if you're getting these signs, if you're feeling like you're being called to do something that's not of the norm, that's not of the popular, that's not of society, that's not a TikTok and Instagram, society, if you're called to be different, then you need to be different. If the signs are telling you to get into the midst of everybody and to shake things up, sometimes we need to do that as well. Signs will push you into different ways. Sometimes the signs will tell you, hey, you need to be isolated for this year. Or sometimes the signs will tell you, you need to get out there. You need to speak your message. You need to speak the wisdom that you've been learning. So follow the signs, but be patient. Know wherever they're leading you is exactly where you need to be led. And you will find serenity there. You will find wisdom there. You will find divine truth there. And you will find pure love there from the Most High. Because when you are following the signs that the Most High lays out for us, whether it's synchronicity, whether it's, deja vu, whether it's spiritual numbers and angel numbers popping up, whether it's you bumping into people that you were just thinking about, whether it's anything, the elevator doors opening for you right when you walk up, that happened to me this weekend. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how little you think it is or how big you think it is. You know what a crazy coincidence is. You know what, oh wow, I can't believe this happened, feels like. Just start calling that a blessing and start thanking the Most High every single time. And you will start to be able to walk in this path and be able to see more signs and know exactly where they come from. Appreciate the actual source so that more of that source feels appreciated and brings those blessings continually to you. We can't just go around in this world and be like, oh yeah, I'm lucky. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. It's not just about you. It's about giving thanks. And that's how you continually get blessed. That's how you continually find less and less trial and tribulation in your life. When we are aware of the signs and we are aware of our true path, our true mission, everything else becomes clear. But you have to follow the signs. It starts 1 foot at a time, one sign at a time, one book at a time, one journal at a time. 30 minutes of meditating at a time, praying every day. It's just one step at a time, building it up until you are truly aware of your surroundings, truly aware of the world and the universe and the universal truths. And you're able to see these signs more and more throughout your life until it just becomes a gut instinct, until it just goes with the flow of things. So follow the signs. Stop ignoring the signs in your life. They're trying to push you to your best and highest self. If you keep ignoring them, you're missing out on a great opportunity. You're missing out on many blessings, and you're missing out on a deep connection with the divine source of this whole universe that's within and throughout all of us. The wave is part of the ocean. We are no different. We all come from the same source, but we have been disconnected and lied to and shown this illusion that's mirrored to us of this false reality. But once we get in touch, once we start seeing those signs, just know that you are lucky, that you are very blessed, and you need to push and follow these signs and do the changing that needs to happen, because it is a blessing to change. It is a blessing to kill your old self, not physically, but spiritually. It's a blessing to kill the ego and to become truly one with the divine source, truly come one with the ocean. You're not just thinking yourself as, oh, I'm just a wave, I'm big, I'm bad, nobody can touch me. I knocked over this whole sea castle just by myself. Like, now, if you follow the signs and you're doing your spiritual practices, that you are not the wave. You are just a byproduct of the ocean. You are just being blessed by being uplifted by the ocean and the connection it has with its divine source, the moon. So just like the ocean has the moon helping push it, and the moon is being pushed by the divine source, we have the divine source pushing us directly. No moon is needed. We can get that divine source guidance directly, but you have to follow the signs. You have to follow your gut. You have to build your spiritual practices and truly be dedicated to it until that dedication just becomes love. That is the way. That is the path. That is why you are watching this now, because you're being called into a path. Right? Signs are taking you a certain way. So if you haven't, please subscribe, like, comment, share. I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And good luck on your journey. Good luck on your path finding, because that's what it truly is. It's coming to a realization that even if you're walking one path, sometimes the Most High completely discards that whole path, and you have to go a whole different other way. But it's going to be the best, most blissful, most serene, peaceful, loving, abundant, wealthy way, mentally, physically, and spiritually. But you have to follow the signs. You have to make the decision to actually go through with these things that keep on popping up in your life. Keep on reminding you that, hey, maybe I should change. Maybe there's growing to be done. Maybe there's a different mindset to be had. Maybe I should pick up a Bible. Maybe I should pick up a Quran. Maybe I should pick up a Bhagavad Gita. It doesn't matter what you pick up. It's all going to lead you to the same source. It's all going to lead you to the same wisdom if you are truly looking for wisdom and truly following the signs and your gut intuition when you read these things, when you do these spiritual practices. So follow the signs, enhance your spiritual practices, meditate, pray daily, meditate daily, journal daily, read spiritual book daily, even if it's 2 pages. Just stay inspired and keep that Christ consciousness, keep that divine consciousness that everything is connected. And if you keep on seeing synchronicity, deja vu, and angel numbers and different signs of these type of sorts that you just always say wow at, or always say, wow, I can't believe I'm so lucky at, realize it's the Most High trying to guide you and trying to bless you in many different ways, even if it's trials and tribulations. So thank the Most High, even through the trials and tribulations, and always be thankful and always thank the source, so that we are able to strengthen ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually, and continue these blessings and be a blessing for others. One love.